Jerry crew. Yeah, today with us we have the Bootleg Astrologer, Audrianna. I didn't even hurt you.
I'm done with it!
She's amazing. She knows more about astrology than, like, you.
Yeah, I don't really have a life, so I study the planet.
This is our first episode of Mystical Noodles.
Mystical Noodles.
And
what's the noodle of the day, Cass?
angel hair noodles. Great for college students that are out of money. Our first episode of Mystical Noodles, we will be focusing on astrology.
No, I'll try my best to give you like the non-biased opinions. I'm pretty fair. I'm a Libra.
Yes, we're pretty fair. Guess we'll start with Aries.
Aries!
You were born between March 21st and April 19th, give or take. Those are like the dates. You are an Aries.
Congratulations.
Yes, Aries are very, they are hard acting, but actually are very sensitive. I know that because I'm your opposite sign, Libra. So like, because you all are the first of the zodiac, a lot of times you guys act like the firstborns. Like, it's your way or the highway. Let me retract that. You're the babies of the zodiac.
Yes,
I often say like, ha! Okay, if you can take care of a baby, you can be with an Aries. Aries are initiators. It is I believe it's a cardinal sign. I mean, it's about initiation. Lots of energy. A lot of times it's always just like you can never like rest some of you. If you're an Aries, you're probably a bit impatient. They have good hearts. It's a fire sign, so like fire signs have this like bluntness to them sometimes that they don't really realize they have. Like they mean no harm. Like they really are sweet people in a sense, but it's just like it's all about them in their head. Like it's not that they don't care about others. It's just like they're the most important person because they're the baby. They're the youngest. They're ruled by Mars. Mars is the planet of war. Like there's like at heart they're warriors, but they're good people. I don't dislike Aries. I don't know. What's your opinions on Aries?
I've always been like drawn to Aries. I've had 2 relationships with people that have been Aries. I like their energy. I also I resonate a lot with Aries women. They just seem to get shit done. Like they also like refuse to be like ruled by anybody.
Leaders is like a key word.
With me, I haven't had that many Aries in my life. The Aries that I have known, I fucking hated. Except for one, and that's Katie. She is one of my best friends, so that I guess she's just the one exception.
Also, last little point here about Aries. How could I forget? Okay, I hate to end up with negative. Okay, I'll say something positive. Aries are very impulsive people. Do you people even think? I swear, you guys just do things. And sometimes that's great. Like, that's the great initiation thing, you know? You guys are visionary. But you just don't think things through. So, work on that, you know?
Yeah.
I want to really talk about this, too. Astrology is a tool to help better yourself, not to be your crutch. So I hate when people be like, like, okay, if you're Leo, oh, that's just the way I am. I'm a Leo. I'm very loud. I just care about myself. It should be a tool for growth and self-reflection and self-awareness.
Next
sign. Taurus.
Tortoise.
Oh my gosh, I love Taurus. Hey,
I do too.
You guys are so cute. They're like our cousins.
They are.
Because we both are ruled by Venus.
Yes. Derek is a Taurus.
Taurus people are very, I think, honestly, so I said they're ruled by Venus, but like a planet that could rule them is Earth, because a lot of Taurus people are like very earthy. So if Aries represents the first year of your life, or like, you know, newbornness or being one, think about Taurus as like year number 2. So what do we hear about 2? Terrible 2s, because those babies are stubborn. That's like one of the biggest things you may, and you probably know that you're represented by the bull, in which I don't always like talking about the animals because it doesn't always like line up. What I think about Taurus, people who are very stable most of the time, steadiness. That's what I like adore about that, because you know, your girl is not always that stable. If you're Taurus, you also like really nice, fancy things, a lot of you. It may not be like the traditional, like luxurious, really watch, or it's like your own like idea of luxury that you're really attached to. And that goes back to that Venus energy about beauty.
I get along with Taurus the most out of the earth signs. The one thing I noticed about, I guess, like the stubbornness aspect is, I guess this is story time. There was this one girl I knew who was a Taurus, and there was something that I did wrong and I addressed it and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, let's move past this and stuff.
Yikes.
And the other friends were like, yeah, okay, you addressed everything that went wrong and we're cool. The Taurus never let go.
She still hasn't let go to this day.
To this day, and it's been like 6 years.
My advice for Taurus, for you to grow, learn to let go. The opposite sign of Taurus is Scorpio, so when I say opposite signs, by the way, it doesn't necessarily always mean opposite acting. Sometimes you can pull, it just means opposite on like your natal chart. Whatever's your opposite sign, you pull on that energy. Taurus pulls on that Scorpio energy, and Scorpios, don't forget, we'll talk about that too. But I didn't say the dates for Taurus, but it's April 20th through May 20th.
I enjoy them personally. I've always gotten along with Tauruses. Because I just like them. Sue me.
So Gemini.
Ooh, Gemini.
Gemini.
Listen, people love to slander Gemini.
Yeah, because people like to say that they're two-faced because they're the twins.
It's an air sign. I love Geminis. Sue me. Maybe it's because I can see, like, they're the two people. Maybe my two scales can see they're two people. I don't know. Kanye West, yikes. If you're a Gemini, you're a great communicator. You're great with relationships. You're great with people most of the times. Very analytical. A lot of famous rappers are Geminis. I'll just go, like, if you want to do like a traditional one, like Biggie and Tupac were both Geminis.
Because they're pretty quick-witted, aren't they?
Very witty. They have like a matter-of-factness to them. I like Geminis. Why people might dislike them, going back to what Kay said, it is that two-facedness, because some people may see them as like inconsistent. And I don't care. Like, people will say, well, I'm a Gemini and I don't have my twins. Every Gemini has a twin. Maybe it might not be so like prevalent. Maybe it might be like, okay, like if you're ambivert, maybe. I can get like if you're more like an earth sign or maybe in a water sign, you may not like Geminis because you don't get that switch.
I mean, Libras are air signs too, so I think we kind of understand them in that way. We can respect, I guess, how quick-witted they are. I think that's what I like about them the most.
So my advice to Gemini, be aware. Just know your twins. Just be aware that that's how you can come off to people. Because I bet if you're a Gemini, sometimes you may forget, like when you meet new people, you forget which version that you showed that person sometimes. Try to find a happy medium through your fellow Libra. Hi Geminis, I think you guys are cute. Okay, fourth sign of the zodiac.
Ah yes, tell me about myself.
Cancers!
Oh, please, be kind.
You were born between June 21st and July 22nd.
Yes, I am. Canada Day.
Cancers are the sweetest people, honestly. It's a water sign. It's the first water sign we run into in the zodiac. Ruled by the moon. The moon is all about maternal, motherly feelings.
Don't ever say
but
that.
not in a gushy way.
Like I don't like being called motherly.
It doesn't always mean like sometimes you can be like the cool mom, like the it doesn't have to be like, oh, come here, let me pinch your cheek.
Yeah, I would never do that.
They're crabs.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
They have the hard shell, right? But on the inside, they're nice and like delicious and succulent. One of the words for cancers are very protective. Cancer kind of like ties in with like your home life. A lot of cancers, like they feel like you feel comfortable around a cancer, but it's a water sign. Water signs are very emotional. You get like the moodiness. That's one of the things. Some of them are called crybabies.
I'm not. I'm very emotional.
Moody? Sensitivity is not a bad thing, you know? Like, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful sign. I like Cancer.
Actually, both of the Cancer women that I've been close to, Kate and my one other friend, they both were really, like, they had intense emotions, but I've, never seen them actually be emotional, but I know they have them.
You have seen me be emotional, but you have to be very close to me.
Some Cancers, how they show their emotion is through anger instead of sadness. They're also very, warm-hearted, too, and it's like they will,
They just care a lot.
I feel like that in a relationship, they're very committed.
Sometimes, the way you perform your gender does affect the way, your sign comes out. A lot of, Cancer men can be emotional, but men are taught not to be emotional, right? So, that's, something to kind of think about, and, if you ever want to, look it up, think about, how, your gender and the way you perform your gender affects, the way your sign comes out or looks. So.
What advice would you give to Cancer?
I will say this, Cancers can be very hard on themselves. Cancers, you guys, because you're a water sign, water signs need some type of stability. That's why they pair well with earth signs. So I would say Cancers, to help deal with your emotions, find different practices that can help, like maybe meditation, maybe like journaling, like, and not to like police anybody and how they react, but make sure like your reactions meet the situation. Cancers can overreact.
Really?
Like now. Yeah, it needs to like level out and match, because sometimes it doesn't always do that. Leo. Okay, let's see the dates for Leo.
The lion.
July 23rd through August 22nd. Listen, but you're gonna know the dates, because you know what? As soon as Leo season comes up, we know you lions go to roaring. It's Leo season, Leo season, Leo season.
Yeah, you don't gotta tell us twice, because it's all over the fucking internet. Because everybody who's a Leo is just spouting it out of their fucking assholes, like they get like the fucking.
You guys are very regal.
Yeah.
That's the thing about you all. You guys are very like into also like another sign that loves luxury. Another sign, I mean, a lot of Leo men, in my opinion, looks good. Great leaders. Leos are also a sign that's very self-centered. Leo, you love yourself. You love Kanye like Kanye loves Kanye. Like, okay, how do I put this? Sometimes you guys pretend that you like other people, like are really into other people, because you guys can help. Like you guys, that's another thing about Leos. You guys are great helpers, and you guys want to help people out and be there for people.
They're very generous.
Very generous, very big-hearted, but it's kind of like so you could get the praise.
I actually don't really know that many Leos. The couple Leos that I have known, like, they definitely have a pride thing. They're very much like, who are you? Like, why are you talking to me?
Fire
sort
sign.
of.
Ruled by the sun. Yeah, have you ever seen like a Leo's like are shining so brightly, they have great big personalities? That's because they're ruled by the sun. The freaking sun.
Something I respect about Leos, like everything that they do it like top notch. Like they go full out in everything that they do. And I think that that's just really entertaining.
I don't really know too many Leos. Like, I'm not close with them, mostly just because I don't want to be.
Barack Obama is a Leo.
I don't know Barack Obama personally. I've met a lot of them that like, I mean, I haven't gotten close enough with them to like really like know, but the ones that I have known enough, they made me angry. Sorry, they just made me angry.
Like it's a fire sign, so you guys do have short tempers. But also Leo signs, or people who are Leos are also like, they tend to be very good with kids. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. Leo is now the father. So going back to our story, we were a baby, we were in like a toddler, so the whole zodiac
Kate, what's happening?
That just means that I'm married to Leo.
No, you're not. That's not what it means. I do not recommend Cancers and Leos to be together. You're like a fun father, like a lovable father. There's another father in the zodiac that I'll talk about later, but this is like the fun father. Everybody loves this, like Obama. Everybody loves Obama. My advice for you is don't do things just to be loved. Do it out the kindness of your heart, like, because eventually, like, not only like people can see through you and see through your actions, you also get burnt like trying to please people. And like, you know, I see that so many times. I know people who are Leos who also oftentimes like do a lot for others, but just to get that praise. And when they don't get that praise, they're hurt. So don't do things just to get the praise, you know. Virgo. Okay, Virgo. I'm gonna try to be nice. In my natal chart, I have tons of Virgo energy, so I kind of like, I'm dragging myself too. But I'll talk about the positive. Virgos, very, very orderly, analytical.
Yeah, everything that I despise.
Leo was all about having fun and having a good time. Virgo comes to kill that. I mean, one of the like most like well-known Virgos is Beyonce. She's hardworking. She's very all about, so like I said that because if you want to think about like a perfect like Virgo, think about Beyonce. But like it's all about perfection. You guys are perfectionists. You guys are married to this idea of perfection.
You guys are like very dainty too, like in like a
Oftentimes,
I feel like a lot of the like Virgo people that I've met, like something that's like very cool about them is they have this very like distinctly feminine way about them. And it's just very charming. I just have always liked it.
Yeah. All about your image. You definitely want to like project like a nice, beautiful image to others. So some of the negative things.
Oh, here we go.
You guys can nag so much. Back to that perfection thing. You're married to this idea of perfection. You have to like realize that it doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist. So stop it. I need to say this too. Like one of my like least favorite combination is like a Virgo male. Virgo men are the most trash. I don't care. I'm on record saying it. You guys are so trash. You guys will like take a woman that you think is imperfect or something and then like try to fix her and try to like make her, I don't know, be better in life but your idea better and your idea perfection.
Oh my God.
Maybe I have dealt with this before. Maybe I have been hurt by the Virgo man. Who cares? I'm coming because all of you act this way. I was perfect the way I was. But you guys are really sweet. I would say like you guys could definitely get like the title of one of the mothers of the zodiac because you guys are nurturers and you care about people's well-being.
What, am I not good enough to be the only mother of the zodiac?
You're like the unstable mother. Okay, advice for Virgo, you guys
chill out.
Chill out, first of all. A lot of you guys are very overly analytical and overly like worry lords. You guys worry. That's a big thing about Virgo. You guys have to learn how to like, I don't know, do meditation.
Cool the fuck down.
Yeah. Just start trusting yourself more and trusting that everything is gonna work out for your good. Libras, hey babies.
Oh, we got two awesome Libras here.
It's a really beautiful sign. Like honestly, like I'm not even like if I wasn't a Libra, I would still love Libras because it's a very beautiful. So you were born between September 23rd and October 22nd. Very charismatic, very diplomatic, caring, equality is a big thing. I mean, obviously, like the scales, right? People pleasing. You want everybody around you to just be like,
I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles and we'd all eat it, be happy.
She doesn't even go here.
Do you even go to this school?
No, I just have a lot of feelings.
That's Libra in a nutshell, huh?
Yeah. Libras might want to study law or probably have like thought about law or maybe like a natural lawyer. Negative thing about Libras can be fake. I'm just gonna say it.
We can
very fake only because we want to be like people. Some people call it fake. I see it more as like I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Libras attract a lot of people too, and sometimes the people we attract, we don't want to like really be friends with them. We're just like, oh my gosh. But like, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, and so some fire signs out there is probably rolling their eyes like, oh, that's so fake. I don't care. Libras are also an air sign,
right?
So we're all about connections. We want to keep healthy connections. We don't want to burn bridges. We want to be friends with everybody, even or at least associates or have some type of connection.
We're all friends here.
I feel like that like Libras also we like the finer things in life. In life we like beauty, aesthetics are everything.
Helpless romantics. Yes.
Scorpios are another story.
Yeah,
Scorpios,
we're gonna get to them in a second. This is not like an uncommon duo, Cancer and Libra.
Yes.
That's not uncommon at all. Even though like the signs, like okay, water signs and the air signs are not like always like the most compatible.
For some reason, Libra
romantically, but as friends.
Yeah, platonically, it can work.
You know?
out.
So I had a bowl of soup and I was dipping my bread in it and it was so good. Like
I
together, me and Cassidy taste really good.
Also, Libras, okay, two pieces of advice real quick. One, speak up for yourselves.
Yes.
Quit being like, you guys we're just so like, oh, I don't want to offend. I don't want to. No, speak up for yourself. We can get walked over very easily. So also, it's very important that like Libras, because like a lot of times we're always around people and like even if we're like introverted, like I consider myself more like an outgoing introvert.
Yeah.
But even
I feel that way too.
Yeah. Like you just need to have like a self-care routine, like your own like taking care of your own self because kind of like, you know, Leo and Virgo, like we give ourselves out a lot.
Yeah.
So like you have to replenish your tank too. Scorpio. So I feel more of that Scorpio energy more. Like I like my Libra side is obviously like there, but Scorpio's like I feel for you. If you're a Scorpio, you are hurt. No, I'm just kidding. October 23rd to November 21st. I feel like Scorpios off bat, you guys get a very bad rep. Everybody say you guys are just so like venomous and you're just ready to strike and but I think
very powerful too.
Very, very powerful. Very passionate. Very intense. they're deep lovers. So if you want to think about like water, it's okay. So it's
Another water sign.
Another
so
water
they're
sign.
ruled by emotion.
Very emotional people, but doesn't show it. Scorpios, that's one of the biggest things about Scorpios. Scorpios have a tendency to not show their emotions, but it's like everything is brewing inside. So if Cancer is like water and it's like moody water, Scorpio is deep, still water. I'm talking about like the deepest level.
Like in the bottom of like a trench somewhere.
I don't talk about my emotions, but you can see.
Yeah,
I act on my emotions, so you can see them. Scorpios don't even. You can't even tell.
Scorpios also very sexual beings. Maybe one time we could talk about erogenous zones here.
Oh, nice.
Because like there are like different signs have different erogenous zones, and Scorpios' erogenous zones are literally their genitals. So all about like sex, but like intimacy. Like they want to like give all of them. Like they're hard lovers. A lot of Scorpios tend to be kind of quiet. A lot of them are also like kind of to themselves, introverted.
I've noticed a lot of like Scorpios that I've known, like when they are introverted, it's almost in like a way of like they think that they're kind of like superior to whatever's going on. Like, and it's not even like, that might not even be what they're actually feeling, but that's like what they give off. Something that I really like about Scorpio is how they're able to successfully reinvent themselves.
Yes, this is a great sign.
It really is.
No, astrologers, like true astrologers, not bootleg ones, like they gush over Scorpios because this sign is really interesting. They do have the power to reinvent yourselves. Like I know, like for me, I've been through so many stages in life. I really lost count. Like I'm not the same person I was 2 months ago, let it go, 2 years ago. So like it is all about reinventing themselves, but it's also like sometimes, so some people will like say Scorpios are like synonymous, like the sign of Scorpio is synonymous with like death. Halloween season falls in Scorpio season, so like that type of energy. But it's like,
if you're a Scorpio, you're a spooky, scary skeleton.
It really is about reinventing yourselves. And like going back, just one last little point here, like a lot of people, you're very misunderstood. Like people don't realize like how deeply you feel. A lot of people, like I feel like Scorpios sometimes, like you could say they're shy, but I think they're very like sensitive to energies. So like if they don't want to get into a situation when they don't know what the energy is. They don't want to be around people until they feel it out. Like sensitive in every sense of the word, like sensitive to noise, to loudness.
This is kind of like where my Scorpio rising comes in, because I know I'm not afraid to look at the darker aspects of life, and Scorpios are drawn to the unknown, to the darkness, to anything like that.
And if I could give you any advice, what can I get? Honestly, okay, this
Are they
sound
even
horrible.
gonna follow it?
Probably not. Talk to a therapist. Like I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not. Like it might sound like I'm trying to be funny, but honestly, like you have so many deep emotions that you need to like talk out and work out, or like find like somebody that you trust that you can give. Because that's another thing. Scorpios are very secretive. It's like very like secrets. Things that are hidden from society. Like no wonder, like I mean my moon is a Scorpio, no wonder I like astrology, because astrology is like
dealing with the
unknown, or like it's called like an esoteric like study, meaning
right.
It's like hidden from society. So like even back in the day, in the early days, astrology was not taught to like commoners. Like it was only amongst like a certain group of people that would like learn astrology, because it was just like
it was hidden knowledge.
It was hidden knowledge, hidden higher knowledge. Like yeah, find somebody that you can like really like talk your emotions out to. Sagittarians, both of my parents are Sagittarius, and that's probably why their relationship didn't work out. A lot of fire. This is like a very fiery sign, like one of like the
They're one of my favorite signs. Like
they're one of my favorite signs too. I enjoy them.
You know, like some people say Libras and Sagittarius are supposed to be compatible. I don't really feel it sometimes. Like
I don't know if
maybe it's my Scorpio energy.
I don't know if I would see myself in a relationship with one, but maybe platonically I can see like they're fun to be around.
You're born between November 22nd and December 21st. So Sagittarius is, I believe, Jupiter, ruled by Jupiter, and you guys are all about like being adventurous, like going out there, taking on the world. So if Scorpio was more reserved, now that we're in Sagittarius, we're kind of breaking out of our shell. A lot of Sagittarius are natural like philosophers. They're very like talkative. They have their own opinions. Maybe really into politics.
I heard they were the teachers of the zodiac.
They can be very comedic. Like I think a lot of Sagittarius are very funny, very loud, very out there. You guys
constantly making jokes, honestly.
Always making jokes. Blunt, very to the point. You guys can sometimes really be hurtful. Like, and it's just because like, how do I put this? Sometimes you say things and in your head you'll be like, well, I'll be okay if somebody was to say that to me, so I can just go ahead and say that. But in reality, like, no, you would have been hurt too if somebody was to say something.
I like them. I'm not that good. I'm not the person to go to, I guess, about Sagittarius people, even though I do like them.
Oh,
I know a couple. My dad's a Sagittarius. My boyfriend's a Sagittarius. I know a couple like in passing Sagittariuses, and I've always liked them. I always have. They're my favorite fire sign.
So the thing is, Sagittarius love to go and explore and go out there.
No, I've heard this numerous times.
But they are not always the best at being loyal. Their horse legs love to like run and roam free. So Jupiter also like gives like off good luck. A lot of Sagittarius tend to be very lucky people. So being around like Sagittarius, I don't know, they're kind of like a good luck charm in a sense. I mean, Sagittarius people can have really big egos, so that's something you need to work on.
That's true, actually.
Like you all, sometimes I don't know how your head fits through the door.
No, they're cocky motherfuckers.
Very cocky, very into themselves, very, I mean, it's fire, so.
Yeah, I feel like fire signs are all kind of into themselves.
That's something you can work on. Realize it's not all about you, just like Leo. This is the last, oh, it's the last fire sign. Yeah, it is.
It is.
Bye, fire sign.
Capricorn! Capricorn on the cob!
If you are a Capricorn, you were born between December 22nd and January 19th. Leo is the fun dad. Capricorn is the strict dad.
Yeah.
Capricorns don't play. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is all
An
about...
oddball kind of planet, isn't it?
It is. Well, yeah.
It has a necklace.
Capricorns. So those rings are kind of like symbolic in a sense because Capricorn are very like guarded. They're guarded people. And Saturn is all about the tough lessons in life that you must learn. Maybe you might heard of this term Saturn return. It takes a long time for Saturn to like travel around the sun. I think for it to return back into like the original sign it was in when you were born, it takes 30 years.
Wow.
So usually like when you turn 30, a lot of people like, or 29, 30, a lot of people experience like their Saturn return. So they like start learning these really tough, hard lessons.
When it's around that age.
Around that age. And some people call it like a midlife crisis they go through. But yeah, that's just Saturn. Saturn is it's kind of a harder energy to work with.
Also, they're like right like in midwinter, like when they're born. I feel like they have like a very like
Winter is coming.
sort of a thing.
They're not like viewed as like the most fun people, but they're very structured, very orderly. They're the last earth sign that we meet by Earth. Strong like Earth, like unmoving, unwavering. They're very, 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 very predictable people. They're routine. They're all about routine. They do the same thing every day. If you're a Capricorn, you have a routine. And you know what it is. Even if it's like a wacky one, it's still a routine. A lot of you guys get very good grades. A lot of you are very smart, great business people. If you want like a good business, get a Capricorn to like lead it. Great leaders, very, I could say they're pretty fair leaders.
Yeah,
because they do.
Say so.
Yeah, they're like because they're rule followers.
I also feel like Capricorns, like even if they don't want to follow conventional rules, they have their own rules that they're gonna follow.
Okay. Some of you guys are very dogmatic. Like some of you all do not like apologize. Like you guys always think you're right.
Yes.
And you'll always like find a way to like apologize but half-assedly. And that's very annoying. Like you're not perfect. You kind of have like that Virgo thing with perfection for sure.
Oh, Earth, sorry.
Very steady people. You guys can be very, I wouldn't say some of you are not like the kindest people, like when first coming off. But
kind of cold.
Can be very kind of cold, like kind of have to warm up to them for a little bit. I like their steadiness, and I like the aspect that they bring to my life that I always feel, being like an air sign and a water sign. That's a lot of movement, you know.
I've always loved how ambitious they are too.
Very ambitious.
All the Capricorns we've met in my life, I've always gotten along with them a lot, and it's kind of funny because like Libras are air and they're Earth, and they're like very studying Earth in that, like, but I've always somehow gotten along with them, and I think that Libras and Capricorns meet, I guess, on the same like wavelength when it comes to fairness. I think that that's where we connect. But yeah, Capricorns, I like you guys. You guys are cool.
I don't dislike you.
Some of the Capricorn negative like sides to them, they can have big egos, which is actually kind of surprising because
because you would think that that's just a fire sign thing, but it turns out that you can have one too.
Like, think that I'm the CEO or I'm gonna be the CEO.
Yes, they might act like they're the CEOs because they're very great CEOs. Like, that's the thing. Like, you don't want to give them to them because they already act like, oh, I'm the best.
Right.
The thing is, like, most of the time they are the best. I don't want to always give it to you guys. You guys are represented by the goats. When you think about a goat, you laugh a lot. Goats are all about, like, okay, goats climb mountains, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like that whole analogy is like you guys are always like climbing to your next goals, climbing up mountains, doing the hard work to get to your next place in life. Very serious people, as you put my bowl on top of your head. I like you guys. If you can work on anything, work on that ego.
Yes.
Calm that down and take a break sometimes. It's okay. You will get
Have some wine. Chill out.
Have some wine. Have fun. It's not that serious. You know, like, relax a little bit. You know, don't be so caught up into those goals to the point that, like, you don't have any fun in life. Because once you reach them, you're gonna be like, well, okay, this is it. Enjoy your process. Enjoy your journey up your mountain.
Yes.
Aquarius!
Aquarius!
I have some-
Jules is an Aquarius.
I have so many Aquarius people in my life.
I love Aquarius.
Jules.
February is a very like late January and February is like a very busy time for me because I'm always going to birthdays or celebrating birthday parties because I have a lot of Aquarius friends. I love me a good old aqua.
You would think that they would be a water sign because they have aqua in their name.
You know,
but they're not. They're an air sign.
The thing that comes to mind is unconventional.
Yes.
Very, like, you guys are the artists. You guys are like very
The inventors.
Very unique.
Very unique naturally.
Right?
Like, you know you're unique and you love to,
yeah.
like, that's like something
You like
that's-
to rub it in our face.
That's something that's very important to you is like your uniqueness. Like, you love that you stand out. A lot of you guys are natural, like, I don't want to say loners, but like you guys definitely like are outliers a lot of times. A lot of you guys even relish and like that might be like a personality trait that you might, you know, take
Value.
on and value.
You guys get on soapboxes and it's great. You guys want to
Yes,
save the world.
the humanitarians. Oh God, Uranus. I say Uranus because I knew you were gonna do that. So a little side story about Uranus, and I'm gonna also talk about it with Neptune too. But Uranus, so it is believed in like deep astrology that Uranus wasn't always a part of this galaxy. So sometimes Aquarius, if somebody say, "Wow, you're out of this world,"
oh, they are out of this.
you're literally out of this world.
Right.
Did you know that?
That's some conspiracy theory stuff.
Like the planet of Uranus, notice how they do have, like, Uranus does have rings around it, but it's not like how Saturn has rings. Saturn has it horizontally. Uranus has it like going vertically. So like that's not something of like how this galaxy works.
Right.
So that's why it's believed that like
It
Uranus
came from
eventually.
someplace else.
Yeah. So like all that unconventional personality things that you have going on, Aquarius, that's why your ruling planet is not even from here. It's great humanitarians. I think of Oprah. Oprah's like a very
Oprah.
like if you want to think of like a good old Aquarius, I think of Oprah. Like everything about her is so
It's
unconventional.
Aquarius. Oh my
Like
goodness.
she's like always helping others, always doing for others, and even how she like lives her life a little bit. Like I think about her marriage and how like she doesn't have one.
I actually know a couple Aquarius people that they do not want to get married because it's a convention and they don't want to follow it.
You guys are all about like breaking the rules. A lot of you guys though, in my opinion, like you all are like the fire sign of the air signs.
I
like a lot of you all have that temper. Like when you make a Aquarius mad, it can be a little bit like a little destructive, but I mean, you all know how to like reel it back in. You will apologize sometime.
They can be kind of detached too.
Detachment is like one of the biggest, like that's your buzzword almost. Like if you had a buzzword for like your sign, detachment is it. I think of Kid Cudi. Yes. Kid Cudi's a Aquarius, and like he made like a whole lifestyle of, or like you remember when he first came out, he was like, oh, the loner stoner.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
That was like him. Like, but that's like how you guys are. A lot of people who are Aquarius like they think like people just can't understand them or figure them out. Yeah. They're just so much higher thinking. And some of y'all are so shallow, like, and so easy to read, and so like you're not as out there as you think you are. A lot of Aquarius also happen to be a lot of like actors. I feel like Aquarius rules Hollywood, basically, like, because that's like an unconventional job, right? Yes. To be somebody else and get paid millions of dollars to do it. Like sometimes actors or even like creators and directors and stuff like that, they can think they're being so deep and so out there. You guys are like great visionaries and like very out there, but you know, a lot of you are not. I'm just gonna say it. Like you need to like calm that complex down. That like, what is that complex? Like I'm the outlier and I'm so much better than like
superiority.
Kind of superiority, like a superiority and like knowledge type thing.
All right, then here's the last one.
It's the last water sign, and it's Pisces.
My mom's a Pisces.
February 19th and March 20th is Pisces. Pisces is another sign that like astrologers gush over because it has so much meaning to it. Like it's just, first of all, when I think of Pisces, it's a water sign. So all water signs are very intuitive. But Pisces are like so intuitive to the point that they're almost psychic, some of you guys. Like some of you guys have like you can see so far beyond. If your Pisces friends warn you against something, listen to them. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune was another, from my understanding, another planet that wasn't a part of this galaxy. So it's another, like, it has, like, sometimes Pisces have this detachment thing too, that they seem weird or different than a lot of different other people.
Esoteric, very very spiritual
spiritual people. I just got a post notification from someone who's a Pisces. So look at that. They just know.
They know when they're being
talked about.
I'm gonna listen to my mom from now on.
Pisces are very intuitive, but also like a lot of you guys are a lot of like very dreamy. You're daydreaming. That's that Neptune energy, like just going on you, because Neptune is like this planet that's like all about like illusions. It's another planet that like deals with death, but like death in like in the sense of like an end of a cycle death, not death like it's not a darkness. It's a very light. It's like
energy, you're dying, like, but you're going to heaven, sort of a thing.
In a sense, maybe.
Am I though?
Like Pisces are the sweetest people in the world. Pisces
yes, my mom is.
Are so kind. Like
yes,
they are just beautiful. Okay, I'll say some astrology terminology you might not get. I'll try to explain it. But the planet Neptune is on a higher octave than Venus, meaning everything that we find like to be like, we are all about beauty and like lovely things and quality and fairness. They're even like more focused on that. Like people who are Pisces, they want it even on like a deep level. They want this beautiful quality across the board. Like they can't stand, like if they walk by a homeless person, like a Pisces like feel bad for, like they might like actually like stop and like see, hey, do you need some food? Like they're the person who's actually giving money to homeless people. Like they're so selfless because they want like this beauty, like this inner beauty of the world,
this utopian world,
this utopia. A lot of them like are depressed a lot, and a lot of them are sad because they realize like this utopia might never happen. A lot of like Pisces drink a lot because they can't deal with like the natural world. That's like the best way I can put it. So a lot of them drink a lot of them do like a lot of drugs, a lot of them can be kind of like not motivated because they're just so put down by like the weight of this, like they're too pure for this world. So,
I dated a Pisces. Like I hadn't really had very many Pisces in my life at that point. They were very spiritual. We connected on that, in that like need for equality, and we would talk about a lot of like deeper things, but like ultimately something I've noticed with a lot of Pisces is that they can be self-destructive, and not just for like that person, but like other like Pisces that I've seen, because I've known more Pisces now, they're self-destructive in a way that I guess a dark aspect of them is that they don't see that them being self-destructive is hurting other people around them.
They don't see like your drinking problems and your drug issues, or you just like sabotaging your life. People love you, Pisces. Like Pisces, like that energy that you give off is so beautiful, and like when you start like really self-sabotaging yourself, you really like affect people around you. Pisces are very like energy sensitive as well. In fact, I feel like they're the most sensitive out of
I would say so too.
Like the whole zodiac.
Sure.
Like sometimes they can be sensitive to like smells. A lot of them like might be sensitive to lights, or like
My mom is sensitive to the fact that I'm a little shit.
Pisces also has this thing, like a lot of Pisces either have like a very like a dreamy stare or like beautiful eye. They can represent the ending of cycles. So sometimes when a Pisces come into your life, it can represent like either an ending in your life or a beginning of your life.
What's kind of crazy about when I dated a Pisces, it was kind of like an end and a beginning in my life. The relationship didn't work out, but I often say in regards to it that it was like for that point in my life that it was like, yeah, it was something.
If you just want to like start with a sign to study outside of yours, you can do Pisces, because Pisces is very like a very interesting sign to study.
That was Mystical Noodles. Did you agree with your sign?
Did you have an existential crisis?
I did.
Alright, so if you like what you saw, please click like and subscribe, and thank you, Audrianna.
We will have more astrology things. We will talk about dreams and Mystical Noodles, you know, weird dreams,
conspiracy theories, ghost stories,
ghost stories. That's what this segment will be about.
Bye.
Bye.
The last note of a song from Jerry and his fuck